game. From the East Coast to the West Coast, from Oregon to Georgia State. Touchdowns and home runs, slam dunks and long run. Athletes and sports junkie. If you got the knowledge, come get you some. Call in, let me hear your thoughts. Sound mad, get your team low. Jerry Jones, cause I'm the ball. Call in, let me hear your thoughts. Crush, Jack.
Woo! It's Tuesday. That's the food, y'all. It's 8 o'clock. And you're tuned in to the dopest sports show on radio. It's The Crush. Right here on the Sensation Station Network. And I'm your humble co-host, E. Glaze. And this guy here is nowhere close to humble. He went and found and dusted his jersey off that he thought he was wearing on Sunday.
I was going with the home white on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I decided to, since we not in it, road blues. I got on my road blues. It's all good.
Is it BLUES?
Road blues.
Like
that's what we call them.
You got the blues?
Nah, I don't have blues. Nah, 24-hour rule, baby. I'm over it.
You over it?
I'm over it.
All right.
Kinda.
In the building, man. You know how we do it. It's Tuesday. Divisional playoff talk. Erica, what's happening?
Oh, dude, you know me. I'm so happy today.
And we got a famous one, Falcon one, who's been to a couple of NFC championships himself. Our man Chris Draft. How you doing, sir?
I'm good.
You ready to do this with us today, man?
I'm ready.
Can you believe? I'm sorry we had to sit you by him, the receiver, man.
It's all good, man.
That's my guy.
He has, he's a diehard fan.
Yeah,
it's my guy. Means that he was struggling this last week. It's okay.
We got a great show for you guys today, man. We got a hot topic. We're gonna talk about a very hot topic for me that's kind of still angers me a little bit. We're gonna talk about that. We got our question interview, of course, with our man Chris Draft. We're gonna put him in the hot seat today. He wasn't in that before. We're gonna put him in it today.
Oh, that's gonna be fun with Chris.
Yeah. Our Crush rundown, we definitely gonna jump into some topics with that. That's what I'm talking about. Then we break down the 4 divisional playoff games that were played this weekend, and we're gonna talk about the 2 games, the AFC NFC Championship that happened this weekend, and then we're gonna wrap this puppy up after that. So we got a great show for y'all today. I think Maceo.
Yes, sir.
We may have a caller.
Already?
Maceo.
Hey, caller, what you crushing on?
Oh, Maceo, you know what I'm still crushing on.
Yeah, Mike, we know you crushing on the NFC Championship in Atlanta. We know.
Oh, I'm crushing on the Falcons, man. Oh, I think we're gonna whip up on Green Bay this Sunday.
Hey, man, we gonna talk about it, Mike. We gonna talk about it. We gonna get into it.
Hey, Mike, you got that kid that was killing Mays in the game from. Where's he come from? Valdosta, the running back?
Yeah.
He signed with Georgia Tech today.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So he need to go and get out of high school because we don't need that mess no more.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
You still, we ready to do this week, man?
Man, we ready to do this. All we have to do is just keep playing like we've been playing, man. It's the right time for team go on get hot.
Amen.
Don't do this, man. Let's go set ESPN up for just one final time.
I don't watch them. I don't watch them.
Hey, man. Thank you, Mike, as always, man. We'll holler at you, bro.
All right, then.
What number did he call us?
Man, Mike called the show at 678-613-5857.
You want to be a part of the show, make sure you give us a call on the Cricket Wireless hotline yourself and join in. If you got a question for Chris, you want to talk trash to Maceo in his blue jersey,
Yes, please call.
give us a call.
Y'all don't want these problems, man. Can't nobody shut me up. Except my mama.
Yeah, I saw you on shoulders crying on Sunday.
Nah, I was popping.
Man, I saw you on shoulders crying
I was
Sunday.
popping.
Don't make Miss Gwen call in.
But she gonna call. Let me be quiet.
Don't make Miss Gwen call
Nay,
in.
can you
Let
put
me
that
be
video
quiet.
up?
Miss Gwen call in. When we come back, man, we jumping into this hot topic. So stay with us. It's The Crush.
I am an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team.
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values.
I will always place finish first.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never quit.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
I am disciplined.
I am disciplined. Physically and mentally tough.
Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I
I am an expert, and I am a professional.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the
enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
There's strong, and there's Army strong. See what it takes at GoArmy.com.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Adopt US Kids presents multiple choice parenting.
You've accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No. Sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Coming to you live from Sensation Station. Listen to The Crush, Get a Rush. Live with Stacey Harris, the best radio station online. Peace. Roll Tide.
Hot topics.
I swear sometimes. Anyway, man, Hot Topic brought to you by Dr. Kevin Dance. If your smile has been coming to you, you should be coming to us. Dr. Kevin Dance has been practicing dentistry for 15 years in beautiful Southwest Atlanta. His office is located at 3752 Cascade Road, Suite 190. Complete family dentistry with everything you need in one office. Call and make an appointment at 678-836-2118. That's 678-836-2118. We talked about this a little bit, and since I got Chris in here, let me ask you something about, did you hear about what the whole Antonio going live on Facebook Live when they was having their meeting after the game?
Mm-hmm.
Me and Macy talked about this a little bit, man, but question to you, what happened to the locker room secrecy? That you used to be able to go in and do things in the locker room, but now you can't do it. Everybody trying to go live so quick.
Well, I think that's an issue we have to deal with, man. I've over the last few years, I've been working with the NFL on player engagement and doing presentations where we talk about how social media has completely changed the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you think of a Riley Cooper a few years back, and it was wrong what he said, but the idea that there was a guy randomly videotaping him that didn't know him, that wasn't with him, that was just like, hey, look at Riley Cooper, let me just videotape this dude. Yeah. And then what was he going to do? He's going to go home and be like, look, I was close to Riley Cooper, check this video out. Wow. All right? I mean, that's the world that we're in. I mean, you got guys that tweeted. I mean, you saw when Michael Sam's when he got drafted, one of the Miami guys tweeted out horrible. And next thing you know, he wasn't on Miami anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, where are the other instances, man? You think of just how Twitter, really came in, not Twitter, but text messaging. Text messaging with Richie Incognito and Jonathan Martin. I mean, it's one thing for him to say crazy things because he is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a whole other thing to write crazy things so other people can see them.
Right.
And, I mean, I'm not condoning crazy, but it does become something different when you actually write it down. And so, I mean, you see how these things, even Ray Rice, when you see Ray Rice, if you don't have video of him, again, I'm not condoning that he should have in any way put his hands on her at all, but if there's not video, it completely changes.
Right.
And so these are things that we're having to deal with right now. I mean, unfortunately for Antonio Brown, there are limited areas where there's privacy.
Exactly.
And there's limited areas. I mean, luckily he didn't have, there was no dude, I think it was Dallas a few years ago when there was a reporter. The cameraman had the camera going. There was a dude in the back. Got his thing all out.
Yeah.
Fresh all out, man.
He did get half a booty, though.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's one thing. The booty's from the other side. That's totally different. Now, Yeah, but very easily that could happen,
Right.
and so it's important. You got to protect your team and not allow that to happen. I mean, that's again, you're bringing it up afterwards. Your coach is saying some things that maybe he wants to say. Maybe he said we came out there and whooped them, and he don't want people to hear that. He wants to be able to share that with his guys.
Right.
Even the players. You're saying things about, man, I came in there, I did bop bop bop.
If somebody got a camera like this on you, like,
yeah, but that's not for the camera.
Right, exactly.
You about to play another team. You ain't trying to give them some fuel for that fire.
Right.
I mean, you're not Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan, man, he always giving somebody some fuel.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
And then they're going to end up losing.
Well, that's why he's gone.
Well, I blame it on the millennials. They don't think anything is a big deal.
Dog it. Did she just do that?
And she did to the millennials.
She didn't blame it on the millennials.
Yeah, they don't think anything is a big deal.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna do this.
I told these young folks now. I have to disagree with you because I've been around some folks that back in the day, if we had social media, it would have been trouble. So it's all the technology right now that's changed some things. Y'all know there's some things back in the day you like, whoo. I told these young folks, I said, back in the day we just take a picture.
Yeah.
And put it in a shoebox.
Right.
You put it in a shoebox. You took a picture and you had to wait to develop it.
All right.
All right. It took 5 days and you had to develop that bad boy.
I still don't know what those Miami pictures from the Super Bowl. I never seen them.
And you can leave them in the shoebox and then dip in the shoebox every once in a while. Like, dang. What was happening?
Me know nothing. Make sure that put way back.
Yeah.
Me know nothing.
Hey, Mason, we talked about it yesterday, man. What's your thoughts on that, man?
Well, like we were saying, once upon a time, you could protect yourself in the locker room. All the troubles of the world, whatever. But when you went in to get dressed, after practice, when guys who sat in, if we had a disagreement, we could go in the locker room and we could fix whatever it was. And just go about our bit. And when we walked back out the locker room, it wasn't a tweet, Chris and Maceo over there, they shouting. It's not. That's what's happening today. It's like you can get your news straight from the guys, and for the longest, it was never like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much more responsibility now. I mean, you have to talk about it over and over and over again because it's too easy. I mean, it's too easy to just tweet something out or get a new Facebook Live and all of a sudden you're doing it. Like it's all right there. Where before you didn't even have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my friends, he just played in front of millions of people, and he tripping about, dog, I got 20,000 on my Facebook Live now. So.
And what gets me, man, is the first 2 days of the AFC Championship game. You talking about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're going to talk about it all week.
That's what I'm saying. You starting your week off with that. So you said something that you thought when that door closed, when you heard that clink, you thought you were good.
And you would hope that. But Antonio was crazy. I mean, you guys all know that. I mean, because he was on Dancing with the Stars. He's a good dude. I mean,
but what is he, though?
6th round pick, and he is gangster.
He's a wide
receiver. That's right.
We know.
I played with the most gangster wide receiver, Steve Smith.
Oh, my God.
I played with him. I played with Terrell Owens. You guys know.
Yeah.
Both of them is crazy. But then both of them is cool.
Right.
And then both of them is real crazy.
Right.
And then both of them down cool.
That's our life right here with our wide receiver right here.
Right,
Exactly. Let's keep it real. Then you got Julio Jones just like, hey.
Right.
I just play ball, man.
I just play ball.
I just play ball.
I don't talk trash. I don't do all that. I just play ball.
That's all. I just score touchdowns, ball.
Oh man, back in the day, I'm thinking about some of the people who we did have.
Uh-huh.
Michael Irvin would have probably pulled out a few.
Been done.
Oh yeah. Michael Irvin pull out the selfie stick every game, every show he does.
I mean, T.O. brought out the Sharpie on that bad boy. I mean, he'd have been over there hiding his cell phone over there Facebook Live. And, I just scored the touchdown. But he went on the Star and he put his hands up out in Dallas and he said, "Hey." He'd have had his phone with him when he did it.
Yeah.
Took a selfie on the selfie stick.
And y'all remember when Joe Horn put the phone up under the thing in New Orleans?
Yeah. He had a flip though. He had a nigga.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a good phone. It was a flip back then.
That thing had that 2 megapixel camera.
But that was the good phone at that time.
Yeah, it was a high phone.
Because that phone, you can get it with no video. You can get in trouble with that phone.
That's the difference.
If somebody took a picture of you with that phone, you'd be like, that ain't me.
That ain't me. It's all screwed up, boy. I can't see that, boy. I can't see nothing in that phone.
Prove that's me.
I'm telling you, man, it's a different world right now, man. Young folks got to deal with some different stuff. I mean, you try to have a little conversation. I was telling, some of these guys at around training camp. I said, hey, you got to watch. You go over and because sometimes things ain't going right.
Yeah.
And you got your family there, and they say, man, what happened? jokers, man. That coach don't know what that. Yeah, you saying something,
Yeah.
but there's
somebody-
people that are right by it, unless you really aware.
You gotta be aware, man.
You know.
Yeah, you got to say, I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
I'm saying back in the day, we could say whatever. We over in the corner, man. That joker ain't. And then coach come up. What were you talking about? We're just talking about plays, coach.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Vince Lombardi once said that it's hard to be aggressive when you're confused. Some of us think that taking our lives to the next level, both personally and professionally, is a confusing and complicated process. Guess what? It's not, and I can prove it. My book, Truisms, will show you how living your life by rules that are so self-evident and obvious, you'll say, I knew that. This powerful yet short, detailed bestseller is on sale right now, under $10. Go to michaelmcfadden.com. That's michaelmcfadden.com, and let Truisms help you to the next level.
What's up, sis?
Nothing. Just sitting here reading about HIV in Atlanta and its surrounding areas. Did you know we're number 8 in the nation?
I know.
You need to get tested.
Nah, I don't get down like that. I'm good.
But you are a ladies' man. You don't know who they're with when they're not with you.
If I need to get tested, so do you.
No, I don't. I'm married.
True, but you don't know who he's with when he's not with you.
Oh, you got jokes. He's not like that.
Fact is, no one really knows what their partner is doing or who their partner is with when they're away.
Well, I'll get tested if you get tested.
Cool. Where can we go?
This article I'm reading says the Lifeline Project of CSB does free HIV testing. Let's go there.
Lifeline Project, here we come.
The Lifeline Project is a SAMHSA grant. For more information on free testing, please call 770-499-2422 or visit us on the web at www.cobbcsb.com.
Hey, Teddy, why is investing important?
Most people have goals that they're trying to reach in life that has something to do with growing their assets. That's a problem that we have in our community because we don't take enough risk to actually grow our assets to meet our expectations.
So how does Parish Capital help me?
I see myself as a world-class investor. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I'm here to bring a transparent, low-fee strategy so people understand what they're getting into when they invest. $1 today is not worth the same as $1 tomorrow. You can go to my website at parishcapital.com or call us at 800-618-1940.
Invest your money.
Ignore the noise, stay focused, and prosperity be unto you.
This is Akeem Dent, linebacker of the Houston Texans. You are listening to The Crush on the Sensation Station Network.
Going to The Crush, an interview brought to you by Oracy Software. The Oracy team is committed to providing full lifecycle support for developing, testing, and delivering market-driven products. Oracy's motto is when a customer engages one of us, they engage all of us. Go to Oracy.com for more information. Right now, Maceo, please introduce our guest man again.
Hey, man, listen. When you fresh from the White House shaking hands with Obama getting stuff done out here, not in these streets, but for the world.
Yeah.
Hey, man, big-time moving shaker, and one of my favorites, Stanford Cardinal. Don't put the S on there, please.
Put the S on there.
Please don't put the S on there.
I appreciate it.
And
Yeah, Dirty Bird for life.
that's
y'all.
right.
right.
Chris Draft in the building. What's up, Chris?
What's happening?
My dude. First of all, Chris, tell everybody what time they need to be in the dome. We were talking about that pre-show.
So the game,
Get it going.
the game is at 3 o'clock. All right, that's what they're saying. So 3:05-ish. Probably won't start about 3:15 or whatever. But the real key is 3 o'clock. Way before that, I'm talking about a good 2:30-ish, maybe even before that 2:30. Everybody is in the house and they are sending a message to the Green Bay Packers that we are here. You are in Atlanta. You came into our house. You don't need Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson don't need to tell you to rise up.
Well,
the Falcons are already rising up.
Well,
they ready. They should be tired. They should be like wore out. You know, we have to watch out. You know, you're going out and you're tailgating.
Yeah, right.
Let me just throw that out. You're going out there tailgating. I know you're real happy and you're real excited.
Yeah, right,
I'm going to
right,
need you guys to not get so nice
Nice.
that you can't get into the game and bring it. All right, because sometimes that happens. You get a little bit too excited. You go into the game, but we need to turn that thing up. Turn it up.
We would get
in there early.
We would
and then turn it up
Saturday.
and send them message to Green Bay when they come out on the field for warm-ups that they in trouble. It's going to be a long day. They're not going to hear nothing.
You know what's funny? When we booked this, perfect timing, man. Just
Okay,
glad.
that's
That's
what happened.
You can't beat this, man. So, Chris, let's talk about a little bit, man. You've been to 2 NFC championships.
Been to 2.
Yeah, you know, and we ain't gonna say about the other team. But anyway, we're gonna keep it going.
Okay.
What do the Falcons need to do this weekend, man?
Well, I'll go to those 2. So that will really kind of bring it in perspective. So the 2 that I went to was in 2004 with the Falcons. We played Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
Philadelphia Eagles, and after the game, and we lost the game. The Eagles played great. You know, they played well. It was cold as absolutely just it was freezing, man, up there. But it don't matter.
Right.
It don't matter. And after the game, there were some people that were walking around. They said, "What did we learn from this game?" And it was, well, that we need to have home field advantage. Well, that's a losing mentality. That's what that is. That's a losing mentality because what we learned was if you want to go to the Super Bowl, you need to go whoop that other team. They want to go too. So you both come, 2 people, 2-man enter,
Right.
1 man leaves and
Right.
goes to Jacksonville.
Right.
Now we went home into Atlanta. We didn't go to Jacksonville.
Y'all didn't go south
So
enough.
you got 2-man leave, 2-man enter, 1-man leave.
Yeah.
Well, you have to go and whoop their tail.
Yep.
All right, the Philadelphia Eagles wanted that game more than us, and they took that game.
Yeah.
All right. Now the next year, played with the Panthers. We got some guys hurt. We went up there, and I told the guys, I said, "Oh my goodness, this place so loud." And most of the guys on the team that they hadn't played up in Seattle, I said, "Man, this place is so loud." And they were like, "Yeah, it's loud, it's loud." I said, "No, it's so loud." And all of a sudden, Ichiro, you remember Ichiro when he was playing for the Mariners, and he had this pretty little. It was like a pretty purple scarf that was tied with a little pretty green, because they had just got the colors all changed up and stuff. And they had pretty purple, pretty green, and they rolled up that 12 flag.
And it went inside.
Oh my goodness. It was so loud. It was so loud. But that is the same type of thing that we have to do here in Atlanta. I mean, it's the same energy. You know, football's a game where the fans can actually control the outcome. I mean, we're not talking about basketball and baseball and tennis and any of those other sports. We're talking about a 12-man is not a gimmick. It's not something that Texas A&M made up. It is something that is true. Right. When you get a home field and crowd in that game, I mean, offense can't run plays.
Right.
You can't listen. You can't hear. Offensive tackles feel like they're out on the island. All of a sudden, Vic Beasley is running past them. I mean, you can control the outcome of the game.
Right.
And I think, again, the Falcons fans, if you're out here and you're trying to figure out, am I just going to come to the game and have a good time, I want you to make up in your mind. How many days do we have?
How many, Erica?
To get your mind right and realize that it's not about just coming to the game. We got 5
days left.
But that you actually have a chance to be able to affect the outcome.
Here we go.
And that is just absolutely real. That's why home field matters. And that's why, so you ask me what has to happen?
Yeah.
And that is that you got to make up your mind. When we went up to Philly, you got to make up your mind you want to win this game. I'm talking about it getting loud, but you're playing against one of the baddest men in the NFL, that joker Aaron Rodgers. Right. That is a bad man. Yep. So you're going to have to beat him.
Yeah.
He's not going to just give you the game. Right. You're going to have to beat him, and you're going to have to beat the Packers.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is we just have to have an energy that realizes that this is the last game in the Dome. This is going to the Super Bowl, and you know what? We just got to go all in. Go and get it.
Ready to play.
I know I'm ready.
I'm ready to play.
Maceo, Chris was on.
But I'm worried if he had some passing, he might tackle something. With that phone or whatever.
You the one got a
Look at the quarterback. You know how it is, man. Whenever he play, whoa, let's get this thing go. We can't get done too early. I got the energy for the week now.
Yeah.
It's not just tonight. I got energy for the week. We're going to rise up. Rise up on Sunday. Oh, that's right. Sunday at 3 o'clock.
Sunday at 3. Hey, man.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break, man. We'll be right back.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
I am an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team.
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values.
I will always place this first. I will never accept defeat. I will never accept defeat.
I will never quit.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
I am disciplined.
I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough.
Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I am an expert and I am a professional.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the
Enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
There's strong, and there's Army Strong. See what it takes at GoArmy.com.
What's up, sis?
Nothing. Just sitting here reading about HIV in Atlanta and its surrounding areas. Did you know we're number 8 in the nation?
I know.
You need to get tested.
Nah, I don't get down like that. I'm good.
But you are a ladies' man. You don't know who they're with when they're not with you.
If I need to get tested, so do you.
No, I don't. I'm married.
True, but you don't know who he's with when he's not with you.
Oh, you got jokes. He's not like that.
Fact is, no one really knows what their partner is doing or who their partner is with when they're away.
Well, I'll get tested if you get tested.
Cool. Where can we go?
This article I'm reading says the Lifeline Project of CSB does free HIV testing. Let's go there.
Lifeline Project, here we come.
The Lifeline Project is a SAMHSA grant. For more information on free testing, please call 770-499-2422 or visit us on the web at www.cobbcsb.com.
Hey everybody, this is your girl, actress Reese Odom, and you are tuned in to The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
All right, guys, we got it out. We good? Y'all good?
Real good.
Yeah.
We ready to play though.
I want to talk about this because I don't want to let it go, Chris. That being there to watch Obama sign that important bill, you know, it was the fight cancer and things of that nature. To be there, and I think it's going to be a total of over $1.8 billion going towards this. Talk about how important it was for, you know, the Chris Draftdown Foundation and just to be there to witness this, man.
Man, you know, just you saying that, it was awesome, man. I mean, it was up for the signing of the 21st Century Cures Act, which is really had the funding, not just for cancer. It actually had funding for mental health also, really it was the funding for the federal government funding for the cancer moonshot. Now there were some other things that came off the tremendous private-public partnerships that really exceeded the amount that really from the federal government, which is really what's been so tremendous with the Cancer Moonshot program. It's really bringing groups together that wouldn't work together, bringing groups together that wanted to work together but didn't have the time. But when you take a guy like Vice President Biden, which you know, President Obama made it clear in his State of the Union address, he said, "I'm putting Joe at mission control." Mission control, and this is going to be a moonshot the same way as Kennedy challenged the country in going to the moon the first time. And you couldn't ask for a better guy because of his loss of his son to brain cancer. It made it where it was so personal. And because of that, every room that he went into, he said, "Tell me how it's going to work. No, don't tell me all the excuses. Don't tell me how it can't work. I need you to tell me how it will work." And that really, you know, from a vice president of the United States with the support of President Obama, really just made so many things happen. I mean, they had a tremendous staff that was there, but, you know, getting back to the signing, it was just an absolute honor, man, to be up on stage. The vice president asked, they said, you know, I was up a week before, and they said, "Chris, would you mind coming back for the signing and being on stage with the vice president and the president?" Wow. Yeah, let me check my schedule. I think I'll be back, I'll be back on Tuesday. So it's just tremendous honor, especially since that was the last bill that was signed, that President Obama signed, and also what you saw was a bipartisan So many Republicans voted for it, along with the Democrats, and it really showed. I think there was a serious on President Obama's face that was from some other things that were happening at that time, but also in signing that bill, it was probably this reflection that was on his heart that says, man, if we could have worked together like this, if we could have made other things this important, how much more could have gotten done. But yeah, so I'm saying it was tremendous on the same day though. So there was so that happened, the signing, and let me get you this. And then I went in afterwards, did a roundtable discussion with Vice President Biden, VA, DOD, and some of the first responders. And the big reason why I was up there is because we've been working and fighting for our veteran community in terms of lung cancer screening. And the VA has been tremendously responsive as we're building bridges between them and the leadership in terms of lung cancer screening, with ACS being one of those partners that are helping become the experts in that area to help give them guidance. But it was this tremendous meeting with Vice President Biden. It's like, just tell me what you need.
Wow.
Tell me what you need.
Wow.
So absolutely tremendous. But then on the same day, the NFL also announced, with the partnership with American Cancer Society, that the Crucial Catch would be expanding to not just breast cancer, but now expanding to 6 cancers in terms of Crucial Catch. Wow. But then now any team will be able to express, their kind of cancer games and what really is meaningful to their team.
Wow.
So when you think, the guy that had been talking about over the last couple of years and just been challenging the American Cancer Society, which is the national partner of the NFL, to bring a proposal to the NFL that could make this happen. I kept on saying Eric Berry.
Right.
Eric Berry. Eric Berry.
Right,
I mean, Atlanta's finest.
Yeah.
Eric Berry, who's a Hodgkin's lymphoma survivor that went to the Pro Bowl last year, will go again this year. That's just amazing. But with only having the breast cancer initiative, there wasn't a very clear way to be able to celebrate him and any of the other guys that were directly affected from cancer.
Wow. You've made this such a priority, and it seems like you're always on the go. Just talk about the energy that you have, knowing that you're really out here making a difference.
Well, I tell you, so much of it comes from football. Man, you guys see that energy. I had to bring it down a little bit because we're talking about some things that are a little bit more, that are serious. But it's still the same type of energy. So you'll feel me take it up. I just needed to do that to keep, to make it where it's a little bit clear. But the same thing is that football tells you that you're going in. I mean, how many people thought the Falcons were going to the Super Bowl this year? I mean, how many people thought that they were going to have all these playoff games? I mean, how many people thought that? All right. Now, there's a Falcons fan that's a diehard fan that you're believing it, but there's so many people that didn't think that was going to happen. And so, what I bring to cancer is that, you know what? I know there's numbers, there's kind of projections, but if we can go and engage on this battle and we can go engage in this fight, there's all kinds of things that can happen. Right. And I've seen that by playing ball. I've seen things that weren't supposed to happen all the time. Right. So if we keep fighting, if we can keep going, amazing things can happen. And so that's when I'm on the road. That's essentially what I'm saying. I'm telling the doctors, thank you so much for continuing the fight. Thank you but we need you to turn it up. Survivors, we need you. We need you out in front, because in terms of in lung cancer, we're changing the face of lung cancer, and we need people. It's not me saying, anybody can get lung cancer. No, I got to have some people.
Right.
They need to see somebody that looks like them.
Right.
And as they see somebody, then it soaks in. And it's hard to soak in, because when you do that, you have to accept some terrible numbers. Wow. That lung cancer kills more than breast, prostate, colon, and pancreatic cancer combined.
And to people who've never even smoked.
My wife, who was 37 years old, I mean, that's what I found out right when I finished up playing. I come home, I'm here, and fall is beautiful, but not so beautiful when you're not playing and you just finished up. But I was there with my girlfriend at the time, Keisha, and she got diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. This amazing woman, amazing shape, and was a former dancer with the Charlotte Hornets Honeybees. And all of a sudden, you find out that anyone can get it. Mm-hmm. And so, our mission is really it was started by my wife at our wedding. She said, "How about we don't get presents? How about we ask people to join in this fight and really change the face of lung cancer?" Right. Well, we've continued that. She unfortunately passed a month later, but we've been able to continue that by really connecting with our survivors and really raising up their stories and using the game to help people see how it can be them.
Right.
You know, let's show you the people, let's show you them, and then let's tell you that there is hope. And so if it does happen to you, that things are moving forward. So it's not, I say the train is not just in the depot, the train is moving.
Right.
But it's not moving so fast that you can't jump on the bandwagon.
Right.
So if you want to come on, so Team Draft, go to teamdraft.org, go to chrisdraftfamilyfoundation.org. Man, we need you. We need your support. And again, we are out there changing the face of lung cancer.
And that's what's up, man. When we come back, man, we're going to put him in the hot seat.
Hot seat time.
Put me in a hot seat.
Lombardi once said that it's hard to be aggressive when you're confused. Some of us think that taking our lives to the next level, both personally and professionally, is a confusing and complicated process. Guess what? It's not, and I can prove it. My book, Truisms, will show you how living your life by rules that are so self-evident and obvious, you'll say, I knew that. This powerful yet short, detailed bestseller is on sale right now, under $10. Go to michaelmcfadden.com. That's michaelmcfadden.com, and let Truisms help you to the next level.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No. Sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
What's up, sis?
Nothing. Just sitting here reading about HIV in Atlanta and its surrounding areas. Did you know we're number 8 in the nation?
I know.
You need to get tested.
Nah, I don't get down like that. I'm good.
But you are a ladies' man. You don't know who they're with when they're not with you.
If I need to get tested, so do you.
No, I don't. I'm married.
True, but you don't know who he's with when he's not with you.
Oh, you got jokes. He's not like that.
Fact is, no one really knows what their partner is doing or who their partner is with when they're away.
Well, I'll get tested if you get tested.
Cool. Where can we go?
This article I'm reading says the Lifeline Project of CSB does free HIV testing. Let's go there.
Lifeline Project, here we come.
The Lifeline Project is a SAMHSA grant. For more information on free testing, please call 770-499-2422 or visit us on the web at www.cobbcsb.com.
Hey, this is Kia McEwen with Ivory Chevrolet, hanging out with my boys Emmanuel and Maceo on The Crush on the wonderful Sensation Station Network. Yeah.
Time for the Hot Seat Hotline.
4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, man, it's that time. Chris, you know he's already hyped, but we got to put him in the hot seat. Maceo, man, kick it out, brother.
Is it hot?
Toughest running back you had to tackle.
Toughest running back that I had to tackle. I'd say Marshall Faulk is the toughest one I had to tackle. But the one that scared more people is Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders.
I can see that.
Yeah.
What is your greatest football accomplishment?
Greatest football accomplishment. That's hard. I think I would probably just say playing 12 years in the league is probably the greatest accomplishment. They was trying to get me out the door.
You went double digits, boy. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say anything specifically, but just being able to play that long and be able to, to be consistent, to stick to a plan, and just execute it and stay around.
Right. Steve Smith as a teammate.
As a teammate, so. That's always a hard question. Steve Smith as a teammate in training camp is crazy, and he's the guy that you have to watch out for. But Steve Smith as a team, just this guy worked so hard. I would always joke that he had like a chip on his shoulder that looked like a California redwood. Right. That thing was so big. It's not just no chip; it is a big old redwood, and that meant that every day he came out on the field, he wanted everyone to know that he was the best.
Right.
So every day on practice field, every game, all the time. And that's he's crazy. But that type of energy, man, you can't go wrong with that now.
Being one of the first on the team, and one of the first teams to beat Green Bay in Green Bay.
I tell you, it was when we went up to that game.
It was cold.
It was cold. It was cold here in Atlanta, if you guys remember. I mean, that's a while back, but it was actually colder here in Atlanta. So we were heading out. We were up at Flowery Branch, and that wind was coming out of the Appalachians like crazy, and it was about 28 degrees.
Yeah, I remember.
And then we went to Green Bay. We got off the plane, and it was 35 with no wind. It was like, man, we winning tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was. What the advantage that they had, it was Green Bay, it was January, and it was like, oh my goodness, it's gonna be like -10. But yeah, it was 35 degrees. Right. It ended up starting to snow in the second half, but and then Mike just played like crazy. Keon Carpenter had a couple of picks, and I mean just a tremendous game. Yeah. Tremendous game.
Yeah. R.I.P. to the homie, man, Chris Keon.
Yes. Yeah, I actually got a chance to go up to his service last Monday, and I mean it was beautiful service. I mean you really had a chance to see his impact on Baltimore. I mean he wasn't just a football player, but just a tremendous man that had I mean just a great. I mean this place was full. So many people that he touched, and I mean I think that's. You talk about football, you talk about being a man. I think the people weren't there because he was a great football player. The people were there because he was a great man.
Right.
All right, this one here is going to be pretty funny here, Keon. Okay. I mean, I called you Keon.
It's all good.
Because y'all got my boy on my heart. I love that guy right there.
I know.
Yeah. Chris.
Yes.
First time you saw that NFL check.
First time I saw that check. I'm going to tell you, I was on practice squad, so I saw a different check. But it's the first time I saw my signing bonus. Now, granted, I was a 6th rounder, so it was different than other people. But when you go from really not having no money and you really get a check, I mean, it's scholarship check versus NFL check. Yes, it is. It was special.
We'll be right back, man.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Uncle Dan? Mom? Dad? If you store your guns properly, so not just anyone can get to them. I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
Safer when my friends come over. As your neighbor, I'll feel safer.
As a school teacher, I'll feel safer.
We'll all feel safer.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. If you own a gun, you have a full-time responsibility. When you aren't using it, be sure it can't get into the hands of curious children, troubled teenagers, a thief, or anyone else who might misuse it. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org. This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No. Sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is Tracy Hutchins with CBS 46 News. You're listening to The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
You came back with deep cover, so I'm happy.
I was cool with James.
Yeah, and it don't stop, cause it's when they say
just threw me off. But I'm good though.
Hey, but that right there, when Snoop dropped that right there, I was like, who is Buddy?
I don't even know who he was. Like, who's this cat out of Cali?
Damn.
How was it out there in Cali when this dropped?
They were shooting. they were shooting.
They were shooting.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great movie, but it actually depicting some of the things that were going on. So
they were shooting.
Anybody that's in Cali in the early '90s, you guys know.
We still here with Chris, man. Chris Draft. We talk about so many things. Let me just ask this: you've done so much since we last talked to you with the Chris Draft Foundation. What's next, and what's going on for everybody to understand?
Well, I'll tell you, we're still in our Super Bowl challenge right now. So what's the big what's again? You're saying what's next in terms of? I'll say in terms of team draft. What's next is continuing to convince our survivors that awareness will not happen without our survivors. And I think there's so many of the survivors that have kind of had a little bit of a victim mode where they're saying, well, they don't want to they don't care. People don't care. They don't want to hear it. And I'm saying, no, they do. Yeah. They do. They just don't want to hear lung cancer. They don't want to just know the facts about lung cancer without seeing somebody first that they can relate to.
Right.
And so, I go around the country and I'm reminding them, don't think that you have to know all the facts about lung cancer. We got doctors to do that. Don't think you have to know all the facts about some of these other things. We got some advocacy organizations that can do that. What they need to know is who you are.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And they need to know that before anything, they can connect it or they're going to hear anything.
Right.
And so, again, that's what our commitment is. Is really, we want to get more and more survivors engaged. We want them to believe more in the plan. And then know for us as Team Draft and the Chris Draft Family Foundation we're committed to working with all the cancer centers. We're committed to working with all the organizations because together, that's where we all rise. That's where we all, we're going to be stronger together, and it's proven. But we want to make sure that in each area that people know what their people are doing. So at Emory right now, there's a lung cancer fund, the Cabral Franklin Lung Cancer Fund. We actually have someone in our Super Bowl challenge. Her name is Patty Watkins. I was hoping that she'd be able to come here tonight. Mm-hmm. But the Cabral Franklin, his mom was Shirley Franklin.
Right.
He passed last October. Mm-hmm. From lung cancer. Again, young guy, beautiful wife and 2 kids. I mean, like, what?
Yeah.
How does this happen? But that's why we need research. And so Patty, in terms of our Super Bowl challenge, that's what she's raising for. She's raising for Emory, but not just Emory, but raising for the Cabral Franklin Lung Cancer Fund. Okay. Because it's not just about making people aware. we got to do something about it.
Right.
I had a conversation with somebody earlier that the New England Patriots do a tremendous job of figuring out your strengths and weaknesses. All right, so they have an awareness of what is, of what they need to attack. But they win when they execute it, when they go out there and go get it. And so, so again, you're asking what we have to do is we got to increase our execution. We've got to know for sure that this is a battle. Yeah. It's a battle that we can win, but it's not going to be won tomorrow. It's going to be won through our commitment every day.
Right.
So do you think, because we know they have Breast Cancer Awareness Month when they do this big thing with the NFL, do you think they need to extend that? Like, okay, we got this month. We need to always, pretty much represent something every month and not just focus on, just this one cancer.
Well, they're going to change that. The Breast Cancer Month will turn into a appreciation of all cancers.
Okay.
So I had an opportunity to be in Denver with the Broncos. I mean, they do a tremendous job with their community service and community outreach. And the NFL was about to change. Like I said, that happened a month ago where it was announced that it absolutely changed. The same day it was up for the signing. And actually, I think it was only about 3 weeks ago. Yeah. But so when I went out to the Broncos game this past year, they had all cancer survivors out there. And then what they did is they highlighted 4 ones that, really kind of picked 4 different stories to highlight them on the Jumbotron. And that's, I think, what you're going to see next year is you're going to see, some people that are in a community that have stood out in a certain way. And then because of certain players, people that they have supported will be kind of brought out through the new initiative.
That's great. So it's just not going to be about just the paint.
No. It's going to be bigger than that. And what it's going to do is you're going to actually see the team's colors. You're going to see that because they're not going to pick a color because they're going to just be about all cancers. They're going to be about their community, which is what we are. I mean, you have to be about your community. Right. And so our community is diverse, just like cancer is diverse.
Man, we're going to keep Chris in the rundown. You ain't got to go right now, dude.
No, man, I'm hanging.
Look, he crushed the NFL with us.
That's right.
I was hoping.
I'm ready to crush that NFL. We're going to crush that NFL.
Hey, stay with us, man. It's the Crush.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No. Sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within. Oh.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kind of love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
I am an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team.
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values.
I will always place finish first.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never quit.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
I am disciplined.
I am disciplined. Physically and mentally tough. Trained and proficient in my warrior task and drill.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I am an expert, and I am a professional.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the
enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
There's strong, and there's Army strong. See what it takes at GoArmy.com.
Coming to you live from Sensation Station. Listen to The Crush, Get a Rush. Live with Stacey Harris, best radio station online. Peace. Roll Tide.
Going to the Crush Rundown brought to you by Parish Capital. At Parish Capital, we can help you achieve your financial goals by providing high-quality advisory services, making smart investment decisions. Go to Parish Capital, P-A-R-R-I-S-H, capitalwithanA.com for more information. So, Chris, let me ask you this, man. You went to back-to-back. How was your Carolina turn when you was there and going up to Seattle? You talked about a little bit with the 12th man, but were they better than y'all at that time? You said y'all had injuries.
They were absolutely healthier than us at that time, and then that home field advantage again with their crowd was humongous, and we had to play some games on the road too. So we had went to Chicago, and then came back, and then we went to Seattle. So definitely the travel is very similar to what Green Bay is doing right now. They went down to Dallas. Now they have to come to Atlanta. So, I mean, it makes it harder. But you have to find a way to get by. You have to find a way to get through it. I mean, there have been teams like the New York Giants that have shown that you can go on the road the whole time and win the Super Bowl. But for us that year, no, we had too many guys hurt and just didn't have enough juice to get it done.
Yeah. Because the thing is, if you want to get there, by any means necessary, you got to get there.
That's it. I mean, that's it. I mean, I said it early. I mean, I'm going to get back into football mode. I took it down a little bit when we was talking about cancer, but the real deal is that you got two teams, two grown men, and they walking into this big old stadium. It's Maximus on one side and the other guy on the other side, and somebody they got to go whoop them. This is a Coliseum. This is the Roman Coliseum. There's two men gonna go out there, and one guy's gonna lead the victor.
Right.
And it don't matter. They don't care.
No, it don't.
It don't matter if your mama's sick. It don't matter if your daddy hurt. It don't matter if your kid got something going on, saying "Daddy, Daddy." It don't matter. You got to go out there and find a way to win.
Don't matter if you've been playing with MCL all year.
Don't matter at all.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
The kid that's playing Vic Beasley now at defensive end.
You said the guy that's playing it, so somebody took over his body?
The kid. Because he is awesome right now playing the outside linebacker, defensive end. I still think defensive end, but I know what they call him, the outside linebacker.
Exactly. Take the pressure off.
To see a kid go from what he went through the first year, all the crap he took, to what he's doing now, man, that just has to be good to see that from that young fella.
I tell you, it's awesome, man. It's awesome. You know, I think Falcons fans, where my people at, man? I gotta. Where's my camera so I can see it? I think sometimes as Falcons fans, we don't want to really just understand the game, and that Vic was hurt.
Yeah,
he was hurt. I mean, his arms are critical for him being able to get off the ball and deal with running with the linemen, and if something's just not right, sometimes you just. For him, he's a guy that was so athletic that he could just beat people when he was in college. He's just so much more athletic. Right. And so last year, he had to learn, and he had to realize that you can't just beat great athletes by just being a great athlete.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you're going to have great technique. You're going to have to buy into the system. And I think what happened is that it took last year to have a little bit of humbling for him. Mm-hmm. And then at the beginning of the season was a little bit nicked up. And he had to now push through that and make sure he got himself healthy. And then what you combine a guy like Dwight Freeney.
Right.
I mean, you can't ask for a better mentor to be right there and be able to talk to him and talk about what it means to be successful in this league and what it's going to take. And it says you're going to be nicked up, but you got to get in the tub, you got to take care of your body, and then every week you got to go get it.
Right.
And it's funny you say that because I never use the word bust for guys, because I always say the guys who always use those kind of words, one, you probably couldn't do with these guys. For a guy to make that level right there, they the best of the best. A lot of times it's right time, right system, right situation. And I think a lot of times people don't understand that these guys come in and a lot of times they're immature. Right. They don't know how. They have to learn how to be a pro. Right. Now, if they don't learn how to be a pro, then he's gonna be out the door.
That's true. I mean, how do I say? There's certain guys that play real well in college, but they just don't have enough juice to play in the pro.
Yeah.
I mean, their talent level, their speed works for college, but it just does not work for the pros. And I think there's a couple examples of tremendous college guys that really. I mean, Tim Tebow's probably the main guy that people think about how he is.
Perfect for football.
For college football. Just, and you talk about one of the greatest college football players, you got to talk about him. But then there's another guy, the name of Archie Griffin from The Ohio State.
Right.
The Ohio State, where, I mean, they talk about him winning 2 Heismans, but really, you don't hear nothing about him in the pro.
Yeah.
So,
sometimes it don't translate.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, you can play, and then sometimes, there's a guy like, what's my man, TD, from Denver Broncos. That all of a sudden, he's just a man.
Right.
Came out of nowhere.
We talked about him and his whole deal with Georgia and San Diego State. I mean, Long Beach State, and how they ended the football program. Like, wait a minute, where am I gonna go?
So what I'm gonna do?
Right.
What I'm gonna do now?
Hey man, we got to take a quick station identification. When we come back, I got to ask about our linebackers, DJ and them young fellas. Man. We're going to talk about them a little bit. So stay with us. It's The Crush.
A dream of the future brought to reality by Sensation Station Network.
This is Bobby Yalla.
This is Judge Hatchett.
Lamar Batman Carroll.
Yo, this is Teddy Parrish.
This is Keon Carpenter, former Atlanta Falcon. You are tuned in to The Crush on
Sensation Station Network.
And then we're back. We're still in the Crush run now with our man Chris. Chris, I got to talk about the young fellas, man. Those young linebackers at Atlanta, man. DJ and Campbell, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness. They fast, they're young, and they hungry because they won high draft picks.
Yeah.
They were high, but they wasn't. But for them to be there and take over and make this team faster.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on watching them young fellas out there?
I tell you, you're seeing people mature.
Yep.
All right. I went to the first game against the Tampa Bay Bucks, and Vic was a little bit nicked up and wasn't so explosive in that game. You could see that the linebackers were a little bit young.
Yeah.
You could see that. I mean, and I was telling people how important that Weatherspoon was in bringing his energy and his expertise to that room, to those young guys. And when he got hurt, I was thinking, man, that could really hurt. That could really hurt the defense with him not being there and being out on the field and bringing his energy. But when you talk about some guys that just really learn fast and pick things up, that's what they've done. I mean, you've seen it all year that they really have been progressing. I think where you saw them kind of turn the corner was that first New Orleans game.
Right.
I mean, they came out, they were playing, they were flying around and just, I mean, absolutely making plays, and they've continued to do that, gotten better and better. And I think they appreciate that they're young. The defensive coordinator, I think they appreciate they're young also, and so you can see they're hungry, and they're not overly kind of aggressive, but really playing within the system, and that's what's tremendous. Wow.
I think that's the word you used right there was a system. I think that we finally in Atlanta have a system that these guys are really buying into. I mean, we laugh about the whole brotherhood thing, but I really think that it's really has legs, and they are really buying into it. And you see the maturity. I was watching Devondre Campbell on Saturday, and the difference in his footwork and being in position and doing the right thing, you saw it on Saturday. I'm like, he got it, y'all. He got it. So
it's tremendous, man. When you get coaches that they know they have to coach all the way through.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're seeing with the Falcons is that Quinn has talked to him. He says, we're going to coach you. We're going to coach you all the way to the end. We're going to stay on you every week. We're going to keep on, making adjustments to you. Right. We're going to emphasize fundamentals when it seems like, it's the end of the year. No, that's when you have to maintain those fundamentals. And I think, that's where the success is understanding the things that you control. That is conditioning. That's fundamentals. That's knowledge and character. And as long as they stay on those things and then just have this tremendous fire and drive to want to represent this city well, then, I mean, good things are going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Now, talk about these guys when we talk about low draft picks.
Yeah.
And having to come in and really work. You'll come in with all the fanfare. I'm a first round pick, so I know I'll be here a couple of years. But when you're 5th, 6th, 7th round, you're a free agent.
Yes.
Just talk about the mentality that those guys have to have.
Well, hopefully their mentality is that they could be going home. And that is, I mean, you got to earn that right. But that's what it is all the time. I mean, the NFL, you are earning your spot every day.
Right.
And it's not that you, like people ask me, let me just throw this, some people ask me, do you wish you could go back and play? And there's two sides of that question. One of them that I had a chance to be at home when my wife got diagnosed, so I was there with her, so absolutely not. But then the other side says, if you can't move and play, you don't want to be out there, all right? Because you're gonna get exposed. And so what does it mean that you have to do? You got to prove to your coaches that you can play this game every day. Send a message that says this is serious, it matters to me, and I'm a guy that you can count on.
Right. listening to Tom McClure to talk about that the other day on the radio. He was talking about, getting out of bed every day. He's happy he didn't get that one more year.
Cause McClure, like when he retired, he was like, "Okay, y'all, I'm done for real. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good." Hey man, we come back. We gotta do our. That's what I'm talking about, Chris. Got them good stories out there that people don't talk about in the sports world. We're gonna make sure we give them their light coming up next. So stay with us. It's the Crush. Hey Teddy, why is investing important?
Most people have goals that they're trying to reach in life that has something to do with growing their assets. That's a problem that we have in our community because we don't take enough risk to actually grow our assets to meet our expectations.
So how does Parish Capital help me?
I see myself as a world-class investor. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I'm here to bring a transparent, low-fee strategy so people understand what they're getting into when they invest. $1 today is not worth the same as $1 tomorrow. You can go to my website at parishcapital.com or call us at 800-618-1940.
Invest your money.
Ignore the noise, stay focused, and prosperity be unto you.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Great leaders aren't born. They're made, and not just anywhere. They're made in special places by special qualified trainers in places like the Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
This is Bobby Yoller from the Ohio State. I'm kicking it with the Crush on Sensation Station Network.
That's what I'm talking about, Mace.
Is that what you're talking about, Glaze?
That's what I'm talking about, Crush.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, Glaze.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about, Glaze.
Going to say that's what I'm talking about, where we shed light on the good stories out there in the sports world. Maceo, you want to start it off, buddy?
Yeah, well, my first, that's what I'm talking about. It really goes to Chris Draft.
Yes, sir.
Because once we told everybody he was going to come on the show, so many tweets, so many inboxes, so many texts, and just everybody always talking about, man, the good work Chris do, man. Right. And again, but we argue a lot, but this is my buddy, man. And the thing about it, you do such tremendous work, man. I don't know if people tell you thank you enough.
I appreciate it.
But man, thank you, and please continue that, man. You motivate us.
Yeah, man. I
appreciate it.
I absolutely appreciate that.
I mean, thank you, because usually that's what I'm talking about. Starts off with a cowboy. Thanks so much.
It usually do.
Yeah, it usually do. But yeah, man. Yeah, Chris, it's just awesome what you're doing, man. And as much as we can shed light on it, we're gonna try it with our medium to make sure you get that and just talk about it, man. Because I know people don't do it. You know what I'm saying? And to see you up there with Obama, like, yeah, time for my boy to come out.
All right, look at my guy.
But that's what I'm talking about. I got to give a shout out to Kenyatta Walker, man, because I was out there with the True 19 this weekend, and to see what he was able to do and getting them sophomores from Texas and Georgia together, and to see them young guys, it was actually a great game, a great atmosphere. It was good to be there, and it was just, to see a guy put something together at the beginning, and I remember Kenyatta in here talking about, we're going to do this True 19 next year. Like, all right, buddy, all right. To make it come to fruition and put together and all of that, man, that's what I'm talking about, Keanu and the True 19 family. Y'all did well this weekend, man. Y'all did well.
We're going to go one more since we were out there. Mike Vick.
Mike Vick was out there.
I've been around him at the height of his stardom.
Yeah.
To see him, and it's crazy. People are really still in awe of this guy.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy because I think the kids. It took the kids a while to really get over the fact that they were around Mike Vick.
Yeah.
Like, they would just stand there. They was like, he was talking, and they would just be like,
just looking at him.
Like, that's Mike Vick. And he had to tell his group, hey, look, hey, man, I'm coaching. I'm here to coach y'all, man. Hey, let's go. Yeah. And I think after about 30, 45 minutes, they were like, well, I am gonna be with him for like 3-4 days. But when we got to the greatest stadium the day of the game, he's coaching. People walking up trying to take selfies with him or like trying to. I was like, this guy still. I mean, he has it.
Oh yeah. I mean, you asked me one of the greatest. What was the greatest play for me?
Yeah.
But what's the greatest thing that I saw on the football field?
Right.
Was Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
The game is tied.
Yeah. When he run out the door,
all of a sudden he drops back and he says the game is going to be over. In like now.
Right.
All right. Two guys try to tackle him.
He split that.
Right.
He hit that button on what's that button? If you hit on Nintendo,
R2.
hit that button, boom, and then the two more people try to hit the button again. Bam! Touchdown, threw the ball up in the stands. I said, this game is over. This game is over.
I mean, he really still has it. I kept laughing because I'm just sitting there like, people are just like,
yeah, man.
And so Cam Newton walks out, but people kind of like, oh, hey, Cam, but it's like,
He's still, this city still.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Well, he seemed like he gave you guys some good love, too.
For some reason, I became his best friend. I don't know what happened. I just became his best friend.
Even with all that cowboy stuff.
Even with my cowboy hat on, he still gave the interview.
Yeah.
Now, Glaze, on the other hand, couldn't get Cam to come over there. He had a Falcon shirt on, but
Strike 2
we're
Carolina.
not going to talk about this.
Strike 2 Carolina. But that's what I'm talking about. I ain't going to do that.
Yeah. This is a good segment.
But let me just say that, man, but for him to come and people didn't realize that when he gave Maceo the first interview, and then Maceo went out there again and said, man, you mind getting us a halftime interview? Walk right over there. I still get likes on those pictures. And shout out to my girl Nikki for getting that real quick picture with him and all that. But, man, good guy to be there because when I see athletes being around these young kids at that point in time and they can see the epitome of the sport, where you get to the top, and for them to be able to listen and talk to them, it's some good stuff, man. Good stuff. That's what I'm talking about, Vic.
Yeah. If I could add something on it, man, I think what's tremendous is that Mike had that type of effect on kids. Like he still has it.
Right.
No. And what's so exciting for me is that I don't think he knew it before.
Right.
Yeah.
But now he does.
Yes, he does.
And those kids, they gonna listen to everything that he says, so he can tell them, hey man, it's gonna take work.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get in your books. You're going to have to maintain your character. I mean, like, he can say that to them, and they're going to soak up all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think when he was playing, he was the guy. I mean, he was the face of the NFL, but I don't think that he was able to truly appreciate what that meant in terms of what he could say to his community to raise them up.
Right.
And it's funny you said that because the one thing, when we were just having, like, side idle conversation, and he was looking at the kids do a drill or something, and he was like, I don't think people really understand. Everything became such a blur for me that it's so many pieces. Like, now that I'm old, now I'm away from it, I'm like, oh yeah, I used to do that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he was like, I was getting pulled in so many different ways. You got to do this. I got to be here. I got to do this.
Yeah.
And he was like, he never really just sat down and was like, let me just take this in and enjoy it, because he was like, man, it was just such a quick process.
It's hard. I mean, this game, you have to earn it every year, and I mean, again, this was the face of the NFL. So, I mean, there was so much that was always around him. And if you don't have, those people that can help you stay focused and keep it in perspective, I mean, that's where you see a guy like Peyton Manning. He has his family that's been there that really can help him with that. I mean, he lived grew up with his dad as a quarterback.
He grew up in it.
I mean, so it's different because it was a different league, but he grew up with that, so
Right.
makes it a lot easier. But I mean, it's great to see him be able to do it because the key is his community. Because the NFL is the #1 sport in America, his community is not just Newport News.
Right.
His community is not just Atlanta.
The
His
world.
community, I mean, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I mean, it's not just from black kids, it's white kids, Mexican. I mean, all the kids.
Yeah, he got everybody. When we come back, man, y'all know what time it is.
It's time to crush it, baby.
Time to crush the NFL. Stay with us.
I am an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team.
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values.
I will always place mission first.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never quit.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
I am disciplined.
I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough, trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I am an expert and I am a professional.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the
Enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier. There's strong, and there's Army strong. See what it takes at GoArmy.com.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Vince Lombardi once said that it's hard to be aggressive when you're confused. Some of us think that taking our lives to the next level, both personally and professionally, is a confusing and complicated process. Guess what? It's not, and I can prove it. My book, Truisms, will show you how living your life by rules that are so self-evident and obvious, you'll say, I knew that. This powerful yet short, detailed bestseller is on sale right now, under $10. Go to michaelmcfadden.com. That's michaelmcfadden.com, and let Truisms help you to the next level.
What's up? It's Garrison Hurst, University of Georgia. You're listening to The Crush on Sensation Station Network. Go Dogs.
In that time, man, it's that time. We about to crush the NFL, talk about these divisional playoff games. Erica, what you got for us?
Oh, you know, we're going to start with Sunday, but we'll go to the late game on Sunday so we spend more time on my birds. So, anyway, the second game on Sunday was kind of, everybody knew that what was going to happen in this game, and because it's New England Patriots. But listen, the Texans came out and played great defense initially. I mean, you know, they were in that game for a while.
They couldn't get no offense going.
They couldn't. They got
couldn't
Brock,
get no
though.
offense.
They got Brock. So, I mean.
He came back to life. Brock Osweiler, 198.
Yep.
1 touchdown, 3 picks.
Yep.
That's the week I thought he was going to have the week before.
Right, right.
But he didn't.
Right.
He didn't have that thing week before.
Well, there's confidence. You get confidence when you playing against a team that's not going to score. Right, the Raiders had their third-string quarterback in there. He knew that they weren't going to score, so he didn't have to match David Carr.
Yeah.
He didn't have to match what's the other McGoin. He had to match the third-string quarterback.
Connor Cook, baby.
He hadn't had but like 2 snaps the whole year. I mean, he was confident because he knew they weren't going to score, but then he went up there. And all of a sudden, that's a whole different beast.
Back to life.
Yeah, back to life. So
I'm going to be the real Brock this game.
you know, it's so funny, Belichick, and you don't know who's going to be the star of the game. So you're like, oh, is it going to be LeGarrette Blount? Is it going to be, you know, Martellus Bennett? Who's it going to be?
Yeah, that Lewis kid.
That Lewis kid. You're like, wait a minute, wait, the what?
Rushing, receiving, and returning.
They always got somebody like that. I mean, my favorite one was Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis.
I know.
That they dusted off from. I mean, he came up there. He played his tail off.
Right.
But they always have somebody like that.
Right. So you wonder who it's going to be next weekend. But listen, they took care of business, and you know it was no question about what was going to happen. It was 34-16 was the final score of that one.
Let me ask y'all this: Did y'all that they just was because the Houston defense played pretty decent.
Yeah.
They went
They
bad. That's a
went.
good
They
defense.
got after Brady quite a bit. Quite a bit.
That's a good defense.
2 picks. They
Two
were pretty
picks,
good.
and not only that, they were hitting him and they were moving him off his spot. So
They just didn't have
if they could have had an offense,
Just a little bit.
it'd have been a different story.
Yeah, they have to get more. That's why their offensive coordinator is gone right now.
Right.
Yeah.
They've
Right.
got to find. They have to find a way to do more, and then they have a huge question in the off season, and that is, what do you do with Osweiler? Because you paid him all that money.
Right.
I mean,
Paid him.
Right.
I mean, you put him down for some games, but I mean, really, what are you going to do with him?
Right.
So there's going to be
And a coach who didn't want him in the first place.
Yeah,
so
O'Brien.
so yeah. So you have the question is when you have this quarterback kind of challenge, are you going to really allow it to be a challenge? And
Right.
the coach doesn't like him anyway, so there's going to be a challenge.
Exactly. So that whole situation is going to be. We're going to have to keep our eyes on that one. So we go ahead and go Sunday because, like I said, we're going to talk about the real team.
No doubt.
A bit more.
The way we do it.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll go Sunday. Kansas City, Pittsburgh. Was it holding?
I that call. I looked at it again today, Erica. That was that call could be probably called all the time when he came around it. And you got my man, they was 6 foot and Eric Fisher is 6'7". So while he trying to get down there and block him, your man went down from 6 foot to 5'3". He got smaller. I don't know if that was holding.
You know what's holding, brother. You know it is. I mean,
I know.
They just don't always. They don't always.
They don't always call it, man.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm gonna say. You know they can call holding every play.
Every play, and they called it. They called it on there. I believe it was holding as well. I mean, and I think that Travis Kelce just went off. It was unfortunate that that's the way it happened. But hey, you had opportunities throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
You wait to the second to last series to score. And then you gonna complain about it? No, you should have done something about it before that.
See, I'm one of them guys. It's 60 minutes for a reason, and
Right.
you got to play to the end. And that would kind of hurt me, man. I looked at it again, and I rewind. I said, okay, it is holding.
But that's it.
But Chris, this is why I always say, one play, one call never makes a game.
Yeah.
It's so much that goes on in the course of the game.
Yeah. Again, when you see that, the Steelers are one of those powerhouse teams.
They just a grinded out team.
Somebody was asking me before the game what needed to happen, and that was that the Chiefs had to go take the title.
Yeah.
All right?
Right.
You got to go take the title.
Right.
So you got to go punch them in their mouth and absolutely take it and make it clear that it's your game. But they kept it close, and then all of a sudden, a call right there at the end, which it was holding. I mean, it is. It is holding, but
no matter how you cut it.
Yeah, no, it is. But you got to go take it. Whatever way you got to do it, you got to go and take that game because the Steelers aren't going anywhere.
Exactly.
If Big Ben is on that field, they got a chance.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Somebody just said you can't call holding in that situation.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Somebody. They did.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, this is honesty. I mean, they called holding. So that's why you have to. If you're going to win it, you go and you put some distance in between you and you finish that game off.
Right, because once again, when Pittsburgh got the ball back, they didn't stop them. They could have stopped them and got the ball back.
I give Pittsburgh credit. They went up there and they did what they had to do. They shut down that Andy Reid, the guy number 10. And the field goal kicker to go 6 for 6 in that game. They scored all their points on field goal.
Yeah.
18 points on field goals.
Let's say this is a franchise that knows how to win.
They know how to finish the drill, man. They do. And that's why when Terry Bradshaw said what he said about Tomlin, I said, you must not have seen him for the last 10 years coaching.
No, he didn't want to. That's all.
He just a hater.
Yeah, just call it what it is.
This is what Tomlin do. He wins
hateration.
Been the league, but that's your team, though. Hater.
Right. So crazy score, 18-16 was the final score on that one.
And give Kansas City defense. Ben didn't do nothing that game.
He didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything that game.
Le'Veon was consistent.
Exactly, Le'Veon.
But they got one big play from Antonio Brown, but not one of those Antonio Brown break your back type plays. So Kansas City did their job, and Eric Berry was all over the field.
That's that dude, man.
Oh my God,
that's ATL's finest, man.
That kid, man.
But again, at the end of the day, you have to go and you got to go take it, man.
Yeah.
That's what I said. We lost those championship games. Just going back to them because we did not go out and take them.
Right.
Forget that. Again, Kelce, he got to get mad. He's like,
but I think it was more or less You know, of course his feelings got into it. His season over now.
Oh, yeah.
He can go work on that terrible TV show. He probably not ready to work on that terrible TV show.
So
that
you
he
know how
has.
it is. You got to pack that
Listen,
locker room.
you got to go in that locker room and pack.
But
No,
hey, but he missed a couple plays. He could have made a play on too, and it might have been a difference because he dropped the first down.
He did.
That would have been resulted in the first down. So he's doing all this yelling at the ref. What did you do? Did you do your job?
You know, it's hard because you know that you get that close. There's no telling if you're going to be back the next year. So there is a realization when the season's over. It's like it's over, and
Wait a minute.
we're so close.
You talking about not going off on the field? We had to you slapping stuff. You can get the pass number 4.
I mean, really. Speaking of over.
Hey man.
Speaking of over, we'll go ahead and go to that other game.
The type player you are, don't throw the ball about the 5th pass.
You know, when people, Americans have short memories.
We'll be right back.
What's up, sis?
Nothing. Just sitting here reading about HIV in Atlanta and its surrounding areas. Did you know we're number 8 in the nation?
I know.
You need to get tested.
Nah, I don't get down like that. I'm good.
But you are a ladies' man. You don't know who they're with when they're not with you.
If I need to get tested, so do you.
No, I don't. I'm married.
True, but you don't know who he's with when he's not with you.
Oh, you got jokes. He's not like that.
Fact is, no one really knows what their partner is doing or who their partner is with when they're away.
Well, I'll get tested if you get tested.
Cool. Where can we go?
This article I'm reading says the Lifeline Project of CSB does free HIV testing. Let's go there.
Lifeline Project, here we come.
The Lifeline Project is a SAMHSA grant. For more information on free testing, please call 770-499-2422 or visit us on the web at www.cobbcsb.com.
JBT 700 Miami Circle 30324. It's not a chain, it's a chain reaction. Invest $49 a month at a real gym. For more info, go to facebook.com/Jeans Body Tech.
Okay, so 5 tacos of cheese and a large soda, that's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey y'all, what's up? This is your girl Erica hanging out with Maceo and Glaze on the Crush Sensation Station Network. Talking about that NFL on Tuesdays. That's right. Go Falcons.
Man, we're back. So, Erica, let's go into those other 2 games.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and go with we were talking about over. Cowboy season over. You okay, Maceo?
Yeah, I'm fine. Now, 24-hour rule. I was depressed Sunday. Hey, man, I'm a professional. I have to come do this.
I'm going to put that video out. He was crying on his friend's shoulder Sunday.
You know what the funny thing, Erica? When that dude hit the field goal, I thought I was back watching Atlanta because they jumped up out the seats. I'm like, wait a minute, Green Bay?
Yeah, Glad say, wait a minute, hold on. Right. But Chris, and just vouch for this, Rick. People just love to hate the Dallas Cowboys.
They do, because there's so many Dallas Cowboys fans that are out there. Now, I say they're like weeds, man. There's just tons of them. They're all over the place, and they're just a good team to hate. I mean, it's kind of like the Yankees that you got to hate them. They've dubbed themselves America's team, and it's just what it is. I mean, you either love or hate the Cowboys.
Yeah, in between.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, y'all need to cut Romo and get some on that defense.
Listen,
baby.
That's what I'm telling everybody. We're going to, the $24 million, we're going to take out the books.
Not trade.
We're going to get us 2 corners, a pass rushing DN, and another linebacker.
Yeah,
and then we're going to be good.
You know, it's a good thing y'all didn't win because we would have. Oh my gosh.
No, y'all wouldn't have, but let's keep going.
You crazy.
Y'all wouldn't have.
Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Y'all
but listen,
wouldn't have.
Initially, the final score should have probably been 42-12 because Green Bay left a lot on the field.
We did too.
They gave Dallas the opportunity to get back in that game, and I'm impressed with that Dak Prescott. He did not let that stage get too big for him, and if it hadn't been for the wide out, not blocking.
Yeah, Dez. Come on, Dez.
Check with me, Dez.
Come on, Dez. You got to get out there, Dez.
You know what's funny, Chris? You said some kids can play college but can't play pro. Look like the reverse for that. It looks like his style of play fits the NFL.
It does. I mean, he is. I mean, how do I really say words for this guy? I mean, he's just such a tremendous season. I mean, you just want a guy like that. I mean, how much pressure was he under?
All season.
I mean, the whole season.
All season.
I mean, he is like, there are people just waiting for him to mess up so you can put Tony Romo in there. And all he did was just go out there every game and was solid when you needed him to make plays, run the ball, throw the ball. He just did such a tremendous job of doing it, made great decisions all year. And then right here at the end, gave him a chance. I mean, gave him an absolute chance. I mean, that game was amazing.
Yeah. And you know what's funny, Chris? My co-host tells me all the time, and like that's why I stop arguing back and forth with people. He's like, "You're better than that," and sometimes I'm like, you have to stop talking to people who don't know what they're talking about. I was standing, we're sitting there watching the game. 2 or 3 people, they're gonna go to Romo, and I'm like, why would they?
This guy is taking.
How they gonna go with Romo? Why? Listen, he has captained this ship all year. You gonna go down with the ship? Why you gonna put Romo in for what?
There's some people that have raised Romo up to like these. They know that he has not really won.
We've seen the story
in the playoffs.
We've seen it.
They know he's not that guy, but for some reason they're trying to. Well, we got to get back to him. Why?
And that's what I kept saying.
That has shown the whole year how the poise. I mean, it's not like going to Romo. It's going to make it where he's taken us to the Super Bowl before. He's done.
I was just glad they didn't put him in to hold the snap.
Listen, he would have came in and he shouldn't have been holding no way. But he should.
You gonna keep making him go to there?
It was no reason. And again, like say my co-host, he had to remind me all the time, Maceo, we have sponsors. We do stuff, Maceo. Don't do it.
Could I be one of them like, please don't swing?
Oh yeah, but again, it always talks to what people really don't know. Like, and I always tell people, see, y'all listen. You listen to this person, and then now you form your opinion. Dude, cut the volume off. Watch the game. Just watch the game. Why would they put Romo? What reason you got to put Romo in?
I mean, there's certain people that somebody puts a bug in their ear, just like, why don't they have Tim Tebow? And because he's not good. And it's like, it's like Romo. That guy has been beat up. He's been hurt. He's been held together by some duct tape. I mean, this dude is and you have this guy that probably has had one of the best rookie seasons ever. In the NFL. Yeah. And you're gonna say, why don't you think about putting Romo? Man, this guy is your future.
Why?
He is your future right there.
Erica, let me just ask this because we got a plan this week. Aaron Rodgers, that he's something special, man.
He is something special, but Dallas defense was not special.
And I say that, but
it was not special.
For him to do it to the Giants and then to do it and then to come back without his number 1 receiver, he really don't have a running back.
That's true, but that was the Giants' problem as well because they couldn't run the ball. They couldn't keep him off the field.
This guy,
not us.
I was so impressed with that because that pass he threw at the end.
Man, Aaron Rodgers is the truth. I mean, let's just keep it real on that. He is absolutely the truth. I mean, the Falcons right now know they need to run the ball, have great time of possession.
Keep him standing over those sidelines.
And then the other side is this. I mean, you have got to get after him. He will try to make the clock run. He will stand there for 9 seconds and just keep moving around.
He loves patting that ball.
And you can't allow him to keep patting that ball.
He loves to pat that ball.
And you can't allow those wide receivers to run all over the place and get the DBs tired too.
They run 2-3 different routes. And again, like when we brought pressure, we got our sacks from DBs. Right. That's telling you all you need to know. If you can't get after somebody up front, you got to be able to go with 4, maybe bring that 5th or 6th guy. But you can't bring 7, 8, and now he really got you. Because now it's straight man coverage back there.
So why'd y'all bring 3 on that last play?
Well, I'm going to tell you why they bought 3. Because when you play prevent, you prevent yourself from winning.
Man, that was absolutely ridiculous.
I never
I'm like,
understand that.
You rushing 3? You rushing 3?
Yeah, that's
you do know who has the ball.
That's it's a hard that is a hard decision to make with Aaron Rodgers because again he has proven that if you allow him to hold the ball, that good things will happen for Green Bay more than bad things. Right. Other guys, when they hold the ball, you're like, oh crap, he about to throw an interception.
Yeah,
he about to mess this thing up.
Because I think what they were thinking was like, well, we got all these lanes covered in zone. Maybe he won't find one, but if he got time to move and the guy got a chance to run, this way and then come all the way back across the field.
And he's notorious for using that sideline. He's
make
notorious for using sideline. So no, you didn't have all the lanes covered because you didn't have the sideline covered.
What made me crazy is that linebacker who dropped right there in that spot.
Right there in the spot.
He didn't even turn his
Didn't
head.
turn
He
his
just
head.
sat right
He
there.
just sat right there.
And Aaron's like, okay, you stay right there.
And Cook was talking about they had been telling him in practice, you got to get those feet down. You got to go get those feet down, and he
It was
did.
an excellent catch.
Yeah.
When we come back, man, it's time to jump into them dirty birds, baby.
yes.
Stay with us.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change, called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Uncle Dan? Mom? Dad? If you store your guns properly, so not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside. Safer when walking home.
Safer when my friends come over. As your neighbor, I'll feel safer.
As a school teacher, I'll feel safer.
We'll all feel safer.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. If you own a gun, you have a full-time responsibility. When you aren't using it, be sure it can't get into the hands of curious children, troubled teenagers, a thief, or anyone else who might misuse it. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org. This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and the Ad Council.
Hey, Teddy, why is investing important?
Most people have goals that they're trying to reach in life that has something to do with growing their assets. That's a problem that we have in our community because we don't take enough risk to actually grow our assets to meet our expectations.
So how does Parish Capital help me?
I see myself as a world-class investor. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I'm here to bring a transparent, low-fee strategy so people understand what they're getting into when they invest. $1 today is not worth the same as $1 tomorrow. You can go to my website at parishcapital.com or call us at 800-618-1940.
Invest your money.
Ignore the noise, stay focused, and prosperity be unto you.
Hey, we're back, man. Still crushing the NFL right now. So, Erica, let's go to the next game.
Oh, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and go to the Georgia Dome. You know, I have been to a lot of games. I've been a season ticket holder for quite a while. Been to a lot of games. The atmosphere was electric. I mean, granted, I'm a tailgater. We tailgate first, but we were breaking that sucker down. Like, it's time to go in the game. And Maceo was, what time you going in? I'm like, dude, I'm already.
Yeah, we gone. Yeah, I said, E, what time y'all going in? We gone.
Oh, we gone.
We gone.
You know, it was just really great to see and feel the passion of the city that's behind this team. And even after the first drive, my friend Woody said, what's going to happen, E? I said, we about to get the ball. We got to get the ball. They got to stop us. And that first drive, we just drove it down their throats. I mean, the looks on their faces like, dang, well, what team is this? We haven't seen this before. Another dude he throwing the ball to, that he completed a pass to somebody else, and then the defense picked up. They were smacking Russell all over the place, getting him off his spot to where he was looking like, what is going on? So we didn't need to play Future. Future was there, though. But we didn't need to play Future because he was rattled. And that was the thing, that was the difference, I think, that Seattle saw in this Atlanta team.
And when your boy has 3 touchdowns, no picks, and you get to Wilson like you did, it was a good combination. And like you said, every weapon was on point this week. I mean, Sanu, to the receivers, to the running backs, it was clicking. And Matt, he got the comfortable. When Matt's comfortable, when he's got that look in his eyes, he's hard to beat.
Yeah.
He's very hard to beat.
I tell you, he's comfortable too because the way the guys are playing.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wants that ball. And it's not like, that guy, there's always that kid that wants the ball, but he ain't going to do nothing with it. Let me get the ball, And then it's like, hit him in the chest. No, they all want the ball. They all want to make a play. And I mean, I think You know, you can see if you go back to that first Tampa Bay game, and you saw the running backs come out, and and Freeman came out there playing, and Tevin came out there, and you could just see that Tevin says, "I want to go to the Pro Bowl this year.
Yeah.
I want to go."
Right.
And but then the tight ends, that first game they couldn't catch a ball and run with it for nothing.
Right.
But you saw them change over this season where they're catching balls and they're saying, "Hey, I'm not going to be Tony Gonzalez, but I can make some plays."
Right, because I was one of those that said, Troy Lolo, why is he still on this team?
No,
But he's stiff arming people on Saturday.
He out there trying to play now. And then you have all these wide receivers where there's Julio's been down at times, and Sanu's been down at times, and you just have them all, they're just all fighting, and they say, "Get me that ball," and whoever Matt's throwing it to, they're making plays.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what the confidence is, before we go to break real quick. Tulu missed the pass, and I went slap off
Me
in
too.
there. But then he came right back and got it, and he's like, that usually didn't happen on our squad.
Right.
Because the guy would have been like, "I'm done for the day."
Same thing with Sanu. You remember that incomplete pass, and he came right back to him? Came right back to him.
Hey, we're going to continue this talk, man. Stay with us. It's The Crush.
Marie Callender's knows that you may not have time to roll out dough for a perfectly flaky crust that's made from scratch, or enough time to mix vegetables with all white meat chicken and a homemade gravy. She knows you may not have a moment to crimp the edges of your favorite chicken pot pie, but Marie Callender's does. And when she's done, all you need to do is find time to grab someone special, sit down, and savor. Marie Callender's, it's time to savor.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Uncle Dan?
Mom? Dad?
If you store your guns properly, so not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside. Safer when walking home.
Safer when my friends come over. As your neighbor, I'll feel safer.
As a school teacher, I'll feel safer.
We'll all feel safer.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. If you own a gun, you have a full-time responsibility. When you aren't using it, be sure it can't get into the hands of curious children, troubled teenagers, a thief, or anyone else who might misuse it. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org. This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and the Ad Council.
What is this? You know you're listening to the dopest show on the airwaves, right?
Yeah, baby.
Hey, man, we're still doing that thing. Let's finish up this Falcon talk, because after we go into the recap, we got to talk about this weekend game. But, Erica, when I saw a couple of things, and I'm still... You talked about wanting to play this game. And we know Vic hurt.
Right.
But he's still out there giving everything he got and doing what he got to do. And I was so glad they didn't let Russell get the running. They got to him as best they can. But I had to give credit to the defense. And the defense has grown up every week.
Right.
Every week they've grown up. And, you know, even a man who's always right here when he covering him, our guy, number 23, Alford, he still get little passes, still sneak by him somehow. I don't know how. He's always on them. Yeah. They sneak by him, but still to not give up, to say, all right, and that dude makes Erica number 22.
Yeah.
He gonna kill somebody.
That dude got bad intentions when he
He is.
Whenever he figures out the right angle,
oh my goodness,
to take, he take college angles.
Yeah.
I don't think he still understands the speed of the game. But oh yeah, now if you held up, if you got to stop for a second, oh yeah, you done.
But I mean, it's just not only him. I mean, you saw Brian Poole putting. Did you see that hit he put on Russ Wilson?
It's contagious.
He made Russ Wilson think twice about running.
It's contagious. And I'm an offensive guy, but it's nothing like You being out there, you start because it affects everybody. Once you see one person get a big hit, now everybody like, oh, it hit stick time. Like I don't have to tell you, you know that.
Oh, absolutely, man. I always wanted to be the guy that made that first hit.
Yeah,
that first hit that said, hey, it's about to be on.
Right.
You know,
and you can tell too. People are looking for 22 now.
Right, they looking for him. They looking, like I said, Brian Poole. They looking for even Devontae Campbell got a nice little lick on the sideline there. You know, and they're making these opponents think about, oh dang, well, you know.
Oh, it's in your mind.
Right.
Doug Baldwin did it one time. They were running that shallow.
Oh yeah, he got alligator arms.
And he kind of looked. He was like, wait a minute, hold on.
Too far. Hey, man, you have to send a message, man. That's what defense is about. You got to go out there. You got to send it. Got to let them know it's going to be a long day.
And maybe I'm overlooked, but defense like they have fun over there.
Yeah.
No, it's contagious. I keep trying to tell you, it's contagious.
Yeah, man.
The blood is in the water. And let's say this about this Seahawks team. Not a really at the end of the they're not a good team. And that's why I was saying when we tried to break it down last week. It was gonna have to be so much for them to come in here and beat the fact. They would have to almost really play a perfect game. Run game wise, Russell would have to be on point with all his passes.
Absolutely.
So it was gonna be tough for them to win that game.
The only problem we had, and we've talked about it all year.
Special teams.
That doing special teams.
I just think Devin Hester came in with a chip on his shoulder.
He did.
He did, but you have to recognize that that's Devin Hester back there.
Right.
That's a Hall of Famer. I mean, he's like Billy White shoes.
Right.
But see,
I
I think they were thinking in their mind, but because we let him go.
Yeah.
He don't have nothing left. And then he took out.
Well, and that's where you can't assume things. I mean,
right.
As long as Devin is healthy, where his foot is not hurt,
but
I mean,
wait,
he's going to run.
They let him go in Baltimore for the same reason. He was fumbling the ball. He was doing all this other stuff. So it's more of what I believe what you were saying. He came in with a chip on his shoulder.
Chip on his shoulder.
I'm going to show them. So that created that extra adrenaline, that extra, I'm going to do this.
He going to have a chip on his shoulder, but do you want to find out? Right?
Right, yeah, because you know
directional kick.
You be sitting there like,
directional kick.
Now that is Devin Hester back there.
That's right.
Yeah. Regardless of what you say, that's still.
Even when we was punting, we were punting right to him. Why y'all punting right to him, man?
Because remember, I kept saying when he brought that fire, I was like, oh, he gonna get loose. He hot. And after that second one, you're like, hey man, don't even kick to him.
And we knew it was funny because Erica's guy. Wings, let me not get it cussed out. But he tried to return once. I was like, dog, don't do it. Don't. Oh.
Wings, you're back there to just feel the punt.
That's the only reason why you have a job.
Yeah, you feel the punt cleanly.
And actually, he's good. He's good on special teams, though. He makes a lot of special teams tackles.
Jerry just made a point. Really, you can see how much Marshawn Lynch really meant to that Seattle team.
Well, he did. Even when Marshawn was there, they had another guy that was behind him that could really roll. And so, I mean, he was a big part of the team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you got a team that had some guys that are a little bit nicked up, and then you have a Falcons team that's hungry. I mean, you have to know this is a hungry team with a Dan Quinn that's been there with the Seahawks, so he can talk to them about every one of those players and talk to them about what they do good, what they don't do well. The other thing is early in the season when the Seahawks were talking junk after winning, that there was some payback coming. Where is that song? Get payback.
Now let me ask you this, Chris, because I kind of looked at when you talk about this Seahawks team, the window is closing. And the thing about the NFL, you better get it now. You better get it now. To me, I'm looking like they're thinking about, we should have gave Marshawn Lynch that ball.
Oh, yeah.
Because that window is like now, this team, they probably have peaked.
Well, they should have gave Marshawn the ball. There's no question about that. I mean, that's absolutely, they should have given the ball. But every team has to retool. If you want to be a great team, you're going to have to retool. I mean, that's what the Patriots have done so well. That's what the Steelers have done so well. That's why they consistently have won, is that they know how to get players. I mean, that's why the Falcons really had a lull. Only a lull in there, and that's because they needed to have that running back that you could absolutely count on. Jack was just past his time.
Yeah.
And so when you got Freeman, you went back to what you knew. You had to have wide receivers that were explosive. Roddy got old, Jack was old, and now what you got? You got some young guys that are ready, that are hungry.
Yeah, they're hungry.
And that team is back.
The news said you can't cover him.
Let me give a that's what I'm talking about to the Cleveland Browns for giving us two
Appreciate
players, Gray Burial and Mac. Shout out to you, Cleveland.
Right.
Thank you, that Cleveland.
Hey, man, they worry about Johnny football, man. They ain't got the hell.
Hey, man, we come back. We're going to wrap this up. Stay with us. It's The Crush. Shout out to you, Cleveland. We appreciate the love, baby.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And lead the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No. Sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Marie Callender's knows that you may not have time to roll out dough for a perfectly flaky crust that's made from scratch. Or enough time to mix vegetables with all white meat chicken and a homemade gravy. She knows you may not have a moment to crimp the edges of your favorite chicken pot pie. But Marie Callender's does. And when she's done, all you need to do is find time to grab someone special. Sit down and savor. Marie Callender's, it's time to savor.
This is Spencer Smith with Triple H Tackling Academy, and you're listening to The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
We're going to the Crush Recap, brought to you by
Blunt Power.
With Blunt Power 3 sprays last for days. You can find out more about
Blunt Power.
at their website, bluntpower.com, or you go to their Facebook page or Twitter page at Blunt Power. So, guys, let's go ahead. There are 2 games this weekend. We'll start in the AFC. Gillette Stadium will have the New England Patriots hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are a New England's a 6-point favorite. Who do you guys like? Lady first.
Why you want me to go first? Okay, I'm telling you, I'm picking the upset. T-Will, I'm sorry. I just really think that the hungrier team right now is going to be the Steelers. I think the Steelers going to run the ball down the Patriots' throat. And I just think that it's going to be upset. I think the Steelers going to win.
Chris.
Yeah, I think the Patriots have. I mean, they're playing at home, and they're the Patriots. I mean, Belichick is a wizard. He's one of the greatest coaches ever. Tom Brady's arguably the greatest quarterback ever. So, I think Patriots at home. The Patriots going to win the game.
Sir Maceo.
Can James Harrison impose his will off that edge? I'm really worried about that Pittsburgh secondary. Brady carved young guys up. That's what worries me about Pittsburgh. Can they get? Because you know what Belichick gonna do. He gonna take Antonio Brown out the game.
Take him out
that's what he do. We gonna take Le'Veon. If you want to run it 35, 40 times, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm taking the Patriots.
I think we're split. I am taking the Steelers. I really believe Terry Bradshaw lit a fire for that squad. And to see what they've done these last few weeks, I think they have the 3-headed monster. Ben didn't play well this week, but I think with Le'Veon and this defense woke up a little bit.
Yep.
Because they were very vulnerable this year.
Right.
But I saw some hitting this week that I didn't expect to see.
Right.
And I see old man still lifting 800 pounds.
Yeah, so that whole injury thing.
It's going to be a close game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say that. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Patriots will
But
win
see,
at
my
the end.
concern when I look at like last week's game, Todd Haley just loves to throw the football. Like him and Ben sit there like that's where they finally come around. Coach, you like to throw? I like to throw.
Right.
Let's throw it. Dude, you got one of the best backs in the league. Give him the ball. But they're so bullheaded.
Yeah.
They so bullheaded.
And it's going to be interesting. They've got some players back. Shazier's back from the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. They brought some people back. It's going to be a good one, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a real
I wish this was the first game.
Me too.
Me too.
I wish this
Me
was the
too.
first
I
game.
think it'll be a real good one,
Yeah.
but I think we're split, so we go with it. And the game that all Atlanta's been waiting for
Yes, sir.
since 2012.
Yes, sir.
We've been waiting for this to come back home. It's back home. Falcons host Green Bay. Falcons are a 5-point favorite in this game. Interesting. The over-under, just for everybody to know, 61 points.
Oh yeah. They expect it to
They expect it to be a shootout.
shootout. Yeah.
I'm going to talk with you, Chris. I think I know, but go ahead, man. Who you
I
got?
mean, how you know it. You know who I'm going with. This is home team right here.
I'm actually setting this up for him at the end, so I'm going to go with that.
All kinds of home
All
team.
three of us are good, so we're going to set it up for him.
All
at the end.
kinds of home team in here. But it is again. It can be a close game. But the real key is Falcons have to get to Aaron Rodgers. You cannot let him. If you don't get to him, then I can't tell you that I'll be confident they don't get to him, because that guy. I was at the Detroit Lions game last year where he threw the daggone Hail Mary. I mean, he has a knack. If you allow him to hold on to the ball, he has a knack of finding a way to win.
Yeah.
So as long as they make sure to get the ball out of his hands and get pressure on him, the Falcons are going to win the game.
I'll go next. I say Erica for last to let her get it out there for the people that's going to be coming to the Dome this Sunday. I just think with our guy back, the running back 26 Coleman, and you get that double-headed monster again, Julio in the way, and Matt's confident. I think the thing that we have to have is, even if you don't sack him, just hit him. Just touch him. Just get in his face. Make him a little uncomfortable, because he pats too much for me.
Yep.
If he's patting, we're in trouble. We can just get him to get the ball out. Jordy's out. I don't know what they keep talking about questionable. It'd be
not gonna play.
He's not
Yeah,
going
he
to play.
play.
He's not playing.
He's out. I just like our chances. I just like it. I'm thinking 30 points again like we did the first, and they can't stop us. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they
Right.
put something together, but I don't see it. Maceo, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm gonna keep, like I said last week, run the ball, run right. This is the worst defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
They terrible.
This is the worst defense in the NFL. You got a one-man band that's going on right there in Green Bay. I mean, he's a one-man band.
Yeah.
Run the football, limit his touches.
Yep.
Falcons are going to the Super Bowl. Lord have mercy.
Have
Boy,
mercy.
this thing will be crazy. Falcons are going to the Super Bowl.
Love it. Love it.
My mama somewhere smiling. Falcons are going to the Super Bowl.
Erica, finish it off for us.
You know, I totally agree. The last game, we did limit Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He was sacked, and he was limited in what he could do. Think about it. Aaron Rodgers had the ball last here in Atlanta. He overthrew people. He underthrew people. And we got him off the field. We won that game because we were determined to take him out, and we did it. We limited him. He had some nice throws. He had some nice runs. He had all that nice stuff. But it was limited in what he usually does.
And it's correct me wrong, but they had Eddie that game too, right?
No,
Big boy one day.
No,
he
man,
still eating.
he been at the buffet.
Yeah, he been at the buffet.
He been at the buffet.
Big boy one day.
He been at the
I thought
buffet.
Big boy was there.
No,
All right.
So I just really think, and mind you, we did not have Coleman that game. He was not in that game. So, I just really think, just like Maceo said, the same formula from last week. Got to run the ball. Just run the ball. Keep him on the sideline. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that. Matt's throwing the ball to every different person out there, and Devontae breaking ankles. I love that dude. He's just he kills them in the open.
He running with he run with an attitude.
Yes, he
but
does.
he run with
Like,
attitude.
He got a chip on his shoulder.
He got his
Not
chip
as
too.
big as Steve Smith, but he got a chip on his shoulder.
He got a chip on his shoulder.
Right.
He got a chip.
And we saw some wrinkles last week. I was so funny at the start of tailgate. I was telling the guys, I said, listen, I was, I go back and look at all the games. So I was looking at, said, man, we hadn't done this since the beginning of the season. We hadn't done that. that. We hadn't done this, and I hadn't seen that. And Matt threw 2 corner fades, baby.
And you know what was a
When
beautiful
was the
play?
last time we called that?
I just watched the game today again too. They ran a play where they made Coleman run a corner right out the backfield.
Oh, yeah.
When he threw that touchdown.
That
to him.
touchdown
That
to
was
him.
a corner. I was
That's
like,
what I'm talking about.
Where did that come from?
You know,
That's-
he's
and
like,
that's what they were
he's
saying.
like a wide receiver. So I mean,
Yeah.
that, you know,
Yeah.
that's those skills make it where you can get creative. But really, at the end of the day, what the Falcons have to do is they got to decide that they are going to the Super Bowl, beat them down.
Yeah.
Right.
First quarter, second quarter, third quarter,
Right.
fourth quarter, and take it. And they need the fans to rise up all day,
Y'all-
all day, and
y'all
be
hear
that 12th man, that louder than the 12th man. It's the last game in the Georgia Dome. Everybody knows it. There's not going to be another one. This is the last game. Everybody get in there and get loud.
Hit him in the mouth.
I want to see it.
Boom.
No one coming in no 3:15. I want y'all at 2:30. The crowd loud doing it, man. Hey, man. Whew. Chris, thank you, my brother, for coming in, man.
It's my guy right
Great
here.
week.
man.
Yo,
Great
thanks,
week.
Chris.
It's my guy
Y'all-
right
y'all
here,
should
man.
be pumped listening to
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, man.
Nikki's gone, but thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Erica. Hey, we gonna be watching. We know. We
Hey,
gonna
you
be.
know,
Yeah.
you know. I can't wait.
Chris, again, where can he find out more about the foundation, man?
And go to teamdraft.org or go to chrisdraftfamilyfoundation.org.
And do something and help out, man. Maxio,
Falcons are going to the Super Bowl.
we'll just leave it at that. We'll see y'all tomorrow.